A carrot a day keeps the bears away. You know what time it is, friends. Metcalfe's Law. I always speak about it. Isn't it wild that it works exactly? I've made so many videos and teachings for you, and I've shown you so many times that if you increase the user base, so if you increase the user base by, for example, 5x times more people, you will get a 25x price increase. If you do it 10 times more people, you get 100. That's what you're playing for. Don't take my word for it. Subscribe to my tweets. So many times I showed you this worked with Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin. It worked with ETH. It worked on Doge. It worked even on Shib. That was the one that blew my mind. Shib did a 1.3 million X to the very top here. I've made many posts, many videos speaking about it. Exactly 1.3 million X from the very, very low here to the top. It grew by roughly the square of 1 million users. So you can go to here, you can go, okay, what did the user base grow by? 1,000x. By the way, it's true. I'm not kidding. Go back and check. Shib started with 1,000 users. You can check on chain. Now, the real number is about like 873, but it's roughly 1,000, whatever, you know? 1,000, and you go, okay, well, my friend Sommi said that if I increase my user base by 1,000x, I should get a price increase of 1,000 times 1,000, which is 1 million. There you go. Shib did exactly that. My mind blew, and I posted all over it, and now you're here to learn for free. We could be charging for this, but I don't. That's why you like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. You press your belly button, you press my belly button. We shock the algorithm together. That's the only way we're going to have it. So where do we go from here? I'm looking at the PulseChain ecosystem. I like it. You can look at anyone you want. Go and find me the users. Go and find me the users. You can map all of it out. And by the way, darlings, you can actually find them. You can go to Messari.io and you click on top, you go to the screener. Now, you're going to have to play around and look around. I don't use this website a lot, but this website is very useful. I appreciate Messari for posting all this information. Like, this is golden. Now, you're going to have to use the free one out there. You're going to have to see what you can grab in terms of different diligence and research. So if you click up here and go research, you can look at different coins. And there are paywalls for all of this. So if you just click on rankings, that's a super important part to look at. You can go look at rankings, then you can look at different protocols here, and you can find basic information. So what I like to do is just to have a look at the numbers. So what I'll do is if you go to the top, you can just search for like Cardano, right? Otherwise known as Cardano, Charles Hoskinson coin. And if you click on here, you'll be able to browse around and see different various pieces of information. And they have obviously some deeper ones. I'm not even really sure how useful a lot of these can be. But if you click on research all, and it'll give you all the news related to Cardano itself if you wanted to keep up with it. And this is the important part. So what I've done is, if you click on research, you see this left-hand side, friends, click on research and then go to charts. You see charts? If you click on charts, you can go to addresses. So in addresses, you'll be able to see active addresses. Now, if you've been watching my channel, which I know you have, you remember when Cardano ran up from 2.8 cents and it did 100x to about $2.80, it had about 10K DAU, which is daily active users. And it went up to about 100K. All right, so it did literally 10x the user base. So what did it do? 100x the price growth. Isn't that fantastic? Well, this is the chart you can see. You can actually see today, it's down to 30,000. So before, when I remember when I posted on Twitter, you see this horizontal line? Before, so if you look to the left of this chart, it was about 50,000. So recently, we've dropped down to 30,000 for Cardano. And if you look at the chart price, you'll see why. Now, I'd like to remind you as well, the price and the number of people, they don't lead or lag each other. They are the same. Do you understand me? It is a relationship. It's like E equals MC squared. You get the point? They are interchangeable. Basically, you add that amount of people, you add 10x to people, you're adding 100x price growth. You remove it, you're dividing it by 100x. That's the crazy part. So that's what happens now. So like that's actually, so you can actually see it right now. I'll put it on log chart for you. I remember these numbers, right? These exact numbers. So it was about 10,000 people here. 10,000 daily active users. There was no smart contracts, no nothing. And then it went to about 100 to 150,000 up the top. So it went from 10K up to 100K daily active users. Now we're down to 30K. Do you see this? So you go from 10 up to 100 down to 30. But see what I mean? You might say, oh, wow, the floor's nice. But look at the distance from the top. The distance from the top is still horrific because you're dealing with exponents, it's still down 91% from the top. Now, this is where it gets like, you'll lose all your gains if you go back down to 10K. So if Cardano keeps bleeding, I don't think it will, but if it kept bleeding back down to 10K, look, it will go back down to 2.8 cents. If you go, because that means you had like 100K people and you dropped all the way back down up here. There you go. You dropped 99%. You see that? So we move as a parabolic function, friends. This is daily active users. Whenever I tell people this, they kick and scream, and then they say, oh, no, I'm just going to make fake wallets and prove you wrong. No. Don't fool yourself, okay? Don't waste your time. Who do you think you're talking to, all right? I'm not saying to go, oh, just add up all the fake wallets. I'm not saying that. From the real data that we can grab, from real daily active users, yes, they can be spoofed, but if you can grab data and that information, this is what it tells you, okay? So this all makes sense now, doesn't it? Well, even work with Shib. But I like using Cardano because, it's a chain we get to see, everyone's familiar. And you can see it now here. See this chart here? It's down to 30,000. Of course, it goes up over time. It's not really like, you don't have to look at it and go, oh, well, it's dead forever. Because if we go to all, I wonder what it will show me. Look at this. 25,000. Now, what's crazy up here, see look what it peaked. It peaked around, there was 100,000. This is active addresses. I remember seeing another website, maybe another research, they had about 150,000 up here, just how much it was close. But look, it even peaked at like 200,000. I'd like to remind you as well, up here, there was just like a lot of NFT buzz, people signing up to NFTs from other chains just to do it and then exiting. So you know what I mean? Anything can happen during this euphoria. But isn't it fantastic to see that all these things work? That's why my mind is blown. It even worked on Shib. That's why adoption is super important. So that's why, talking about PulseChain, PulseChain had about 50,000. So this is the top. It peaked at 50,000. Let's use a number around here, around 40 to 50. Let's use this as bar here. So PulseChain at the very start had about 40 to 45,000 daily people. Bang. Using it every day at the start. They were yield farming, playing around 40, 45,000. It's now dropped. So it's dropped down to 14,000. Remember what I told you, it drops with the price. So, I mean, yeah, look, it is true as well. You might say to me, well, can one guy send the price down and make people quit? Well, yes, they can. They can do that. If they send the price down and there's not enough buyers, then people quit. Can you think of the corrupt SEC that did it and everything went down? But look, I'm just going to be honest, friends, all right? Look, obviously, all my channel, I'm here to fight for the people. It's David versus Goliath. We are David. We're going to kill Goliath by shooting a little pebble between his eyes. The corrupt guest SEC, right? The clown Chairman Gensler, yes, he guzzles semen all day. But let's just be honest here. I'm just going to give you the truth, okay? By the time the SEC came and attacked, look at this. It was here. See this little spike upwards? It was everyone coming to sell. Actually, daily views went up. You see this? We were already down before anybody had any whiff of the SEC. You see that? Everybody was gone. People were just like, it doesn't feel weird. Doesn't feel right. Maybe Rich is not streaming. I just don't know what's going on. It's been a full letdown. So I will continue to blame the SEC, but I'd like you to know you've read this message, all right? We will continue for marketing and for branding and for adoption. Yes, we're going to keep blaming the SEC, but look at the answers right here. So, you know what I mean? I'm an honest man. I'm not going to come and lie to you and say, well, it is. We were going down already. The SEC was a catalyst, all right? Catalyst. So, I'm not, friends, I've been in markets for 12 years, okay? Why a lot of people respect me and they always like hearing my views is because I give it to you straight. And this is the funny part. When my back and our back is against the wall, our fluffy backs, wearing our fluffy slippers, we're not going to back down. We're going 100% full forward. Yes, the odds sometimes stack against you, but you have to keep fighting. You have to carry the torch. Don't give up. We don't quit here. We will keep fighting, friends. They're bugs. You just step on them. So this is what happened. That's how we in PulseChain, right? We had 40 to 50,000 daily active users. It went down to about 14,000. It's 14,000 right now. It was around, 9 or 10,000 before. So, I mean, This is what I'm actually betting on. See, the price, as you can see, the price started. See, isn't this wild, friends? Look at this. The price has started to kind of like, oh, are we bottoming out a bit here? And then you can go back to the chart and you can see, wait a minute. There's this tiny little zip up. Are people coming active a bit? You don't really know, man. Don't try to do TA on these, but just showing you what you're betting on long term. So you want to know, like, what am I actually betting on? Am I betting on, like, imaginary man to come buy my coins? No, you're betting on more people coming in. That's what you're betting on. Right. And so, that's why when I present to you websites like thepulsestrib.com showing you 140 like people who have a YouTube channel who promote Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX, that's why I'm like, well, the odds are stacked on the favor of gaining more people because that's 143 voices with established channels that can keep pumping it over and over and over again. All right. So this is where, you're learning here. You're learning here, friendlier, wiser, and kinder. Now, if we got back to those levels, so this is the funny part, right? We lost 66% of users, 66% of daily users, and then we dropped. That meant a minus 90% price drop, right? If anyone knows how to do that log formula quickly, please just type it in the comments as well while confirming our friendship in the comment section, because I just want to know that, because you can go the other way, right? Remember, I told you, if you like 3x the user base, you'll get about 9x price growth. So that's why I explained to you further down the line, right? Put another way, I've explained it here again. So you can look at this little one, right? So if you want to gain 3x users, you'll also be saying, hey, we're going to gain 9x the price. And that's why I explain here. For example, PulseX is down. How much is it down from day one sack? It's down 90%. So, how people say to me, who's going to buy the price? What's going to happen? Well, that's what I've actually shown you. It says, okay, we've got 10 to 14,000 daily active users. Do you think we can get to 45,000 daily active users again? Do you think we can get to that like we were at the start? If you say yes, you are saying, with that relationship, you are saying we're going to get back to day one sack for PulseX. We're going to do a 10x from here. And if you want to look at PLS, Pulse, that is back to its top here. Around a bit higher, actually, because of the ratio. You can't do these things exact. It's here and there, friends. So, it's around an exact point. Maybe Pulse goes to 0.0004. But isn't it fascinating to see that this works? I share this with you because it's my edge, and I'm here to give, here to share. This is open. It's for you to get stronger, wiser, friendlier. I don't want you to think, okay, I have to go now buy ICO pump dumps with all my cash, or I have to go leverage trade and do this day trading trash, okay? Let the people who are going to do them, let them win, okay? It's a top 2 to 3%. Let them win. They're always going to be there. The odds are, there's 100 of us, man. When there's 100 of us, 97 are going to get wrecked. Some people are just pathological scum, subhuman filth cockroaches, and they shouldn't be allowed to live, and they don't care about the 97 people getting cold. They think, oh, well, winner takes all, everybody loses. I'm not like that. I actually care about you, okay? If I didn't care about you, why would I make this for free, man? I'm literally making this to share with you. Hey, this is my conviction. This is my units, friend. This is literally, people say you just need balls to make it. Yeah, this is actually your balls. Because you understand this, now you have balls. Now you understand, okay, we just need a 3x users, we get back to break even. You can think even bigger too. But also, it explains the volatility. So, we lost 66% of the user base, so we dropped the 10x, which you dropped 90%. That's why it goes parabolic, right? That's why, as you can see, okay, if you 2x, this is you can see the price part. This is the prices, right? N, or you do it the other way. You have the number of users here, and then you have the price on the y-axis. So the number of users. When you have 2, your price is like 4, up here, okay? When you have like 10, your price is all the way up here, 100. And then when you have like 100 here, you're like, oh my God, you're like up to 1,000x. You see that? You're going, whoa! You're starting to get exponentially huger. So this is what you do, friends. You go to etherscan.io/accounts. Now I'm on page 10. Now, a lot of the first 10 pages, yeah, there are many exchanges, but not all of them are exchanges. This is people who 50,000 ETH clips. 50,000 ETH, 50,000 ETH. Sure, there's a lot of Coinbase and Binance, hidden wallets here and there, but not all of them. 40,800 ETH here. Some of these are people, man. They did the ICO. They just got in early. Okay? One of them is just a Gatecoin hacker, had 40,000 ETH, 32,200 ETH. So there's nothing for them to do. They just sit on it, and that's it. Sit on it. It's people holding. By the way, those exchanges, yeah, it's just retailers who bought and just holding the exchange. It's fascinating to see. That's why I'm here to explain to Johnny. I know we think, okay, we got to give him something to do. No, the whole point of store of value is not giving you anything to do, right? Store of value means store this coin and go spend something else. Don't actually use this coin for anything. So, but of course, obviously, what do we we advocate for every use case and everyone to try come in and all the use cases to come in so we get more and more people. Because once you get all the people out in, then you can do the stores of value part. That's what happens. Just like with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, that's why they're trying to become world currency. With Bitcoin, they're like, hey, let's get all the people in, and then the volatility would be so small that we are a world currency. Now you can see how it's all playing out. But the good thing is, see, Bitcoin's worried about being a world currency because there's so many people in. They got 200 million people in. PulseChain's only got 14,000 daily active users, man. Like, Doge has 4.8 million people holding. Shib had 1.3 million people in the 2021 cycle. Like, I think we can get there. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to think we can't. Now, if we get to 140K people, 140K daily active users, which was about, around the Cardano peak of 2021, well, we'll do 100x from here. We'll do 100x. But, what's 100x? Well, that's 10x from day one sacrifice for PulseX. That's a 10x. That's about 15 billion market cap. Okay, remember the whales got the sacrifice bonus. It's about 15 billion market cap. I know people are going to say that's atrocious, a 10x from day one sac. Well, hey, the thing is, I said 140,000 people. You might say to me that we're going to get 500,000 people, 500,000 daily active users. By the way, Ethereum has that today. So if you can get 500,000 daily active people, right, divided by 14,000, that's a growth of 35x of the user base. So if you just square that, you get 1,250x. That's your price performance, okay? That's 100x above, 100 to 120x above day one sack for PulseX. That's if you can get 500,000 daily active users. Just to let you know, friends, it's very tough to get this, okay? Just like in one cycle, in 18 months. But, what if I said to you, okay, we're going to get 200,000 people, because the number can change quite a bit. 200,000 people versus today would be a 14x squared. So it's about 200x price pump. So you'd be 20x above day one sack. So if we go to day one sack for PulseX, for example, here's they are. This is a 10x, this is a 30x, and this is a 70x up here, which is a 1,000x from the low. So, where are we going to land? I don't know. But this is what you're punting on. That's why when people say, how high do you think it's going to grow? Like, you're guessing the number of people coming in. How much do we think we can grow? We all think, hey, we're the greatest thing and there should be millions and millions of people in every single bag. Every single altcoin community says this. But, we're just going to have to wait and see how many people we're going to end up with. The bull market's going to let us know when it arrives. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, and I will catch you in the next one.